Sometimes, an idea will pop into your head. And sometimes it's so exciting that you just need to share it with people. But many times, initially, the idea is pretty underdeveloped. It only makes sense when you tilt your head and squint your eyes a bit. Acknowledging this, you might proofread, view the idea from different angles, find connections between all the important points. New information comes to light, and you'll uncover consequences of the idea that you hadn't previously considered. Eventually, you're able to strengthen the presentation of the idea. At this point, the idea feels invincible. And yet, it still won't always be received as intended. Sometimes your thoughts will seem so clear to you, yet you'll be met with opposition. How is this possible? What you expected to be met with praise is being slammed with criticism. Maybe you'll try to poke some holes in the counter-arguments to let your side's merit shine through. It can take some effort covering your bases, scouring the internet, backing yourself up with as much evidence as possible. If you're not careful, the more insistent you are about being right, the more your original idea fades. It can become less about sharing your idea at this point, and more about winning the argument you've unwittingly started. Meanwhile, you're a walled garden. You remain stubborn, refusing to see things from the eyes of your opponents. With everyone focused in on the debate, the original goal might become lost. Some people might get lost in the fight at this point. But maybe you're better than that. You stop being stubborn and try shifting things around in your head to see what new perspective you can find. You find some new avenues, and, inevitably, some new pitfalls. You realize things aren't as black and white as you once thought. There are moving parts with obscure dependencies. It takes some back and forth, some clarification, before everyone is on the same page. And it's not easy. This back and forth may very well be more mentally taxing than the original screaming match, but it's worth it. Eventually, you really do start to see where your opposition is coming from. It's not an argument anymore. It's a conversation. It feels good seeing things through the eyes of others. When you're open-minded, it's like it adds a whole new dimension to your ability to communicate effectively. What was once wholly disagreeable now has a foundation in a solid argument. What once felt like aggressive opposition now only sounds like a light, alternative suggestion. But with this added dimension comes a problem. It's impossible to remain objective when there are so many new, conflicting variables to consider. When you try to have too much perspective, things become harder to see. Participating in any given conversation suddenly becomes anxiety-inducing. What if you're missing an obscure edge case that will flip your opinion again? When you force yourself to consider every single angle, a problem you once felt comfortable with evolves into a complicated puzzle. Trying to understand literally everything comes at the cost of excessive complexity. So, what do? Is the proper action to remain open-minded so the conversation continues without conflict? Or should you be holding your ground? So, what is the right thing to do? Do you obsess over every detail, spending ages reviewing your thoughts before speaking? Or is it better to act on instinct and stand by your principles no matter the opposition? Well, I don't think I should act like I know. Things are never as straightforward or as black and white as they might initially seem. It'd be nice if there was a universal way of ending up on the same page, having everyone be perfectly understanding of each other's points of view. But, well, you let me know if that's possible. In the meantime, maybe we should all try to have just a little perspective.
You